a draw was deserving and who takes it?
I can see a draw. Jermell's clutch. He hurt him when he had to. He was down in the fight. Well, not down, not as far as knocked down, but it looked like he was down on points. It's hard to bet against Jermell because he seems to land that punch that he needs to land. You can outbox him and get points on him, but beating him is different. He's a very determined guy. But Castaño's really crafty guy, man. He's little, man, but he seems to, it's kind of weird. He was able to push Jermell back. Jermell's a strong guy. You know, so, yeah, man, it was kind of weird. Jermell's usually the boss in the ring, but he wasn't the boss against that kid. So, it's a tough fight to call. Castaño actually has a better amateur career than Jermell. He beat Earl in the amateurs. He beat Devchenko, well, I think it was the World Series of Boxing. He knows how to score points. He's real clever. You know, so Jermell might have to knock him out. But Jermell is a big-time puncher, and that's usually his thing. You know, I think it's another even fight. Probably a little edge to Jermell simply because he has his timing down, so he kind of knows what they expect. So he might, you know, as the fight wore on, he kind of like was getting his timing, was able to hit him a little bit easier. So it's a slight edge to Jermell, but not a big one, man. That kid was he was putting a lot of rounds in the bank, man. I was impressed. Castaño can fight. He's better than people probably gave him credit for. Against Lara, he looked good, but against Jermell, he was even better. You know what I mean? So if he could take Jermell's punches, you know, he probably is going to outpoint him because he's so busy and he scores points really easy. You know what I mean? But that's the problem, taking Jermell's punches. He hits you with shots you don't see, and he usually can clip you. It's a great fight. I think it's a great fight.
Tank versus Rolly. Rolly's sucking a lot. Tank's going to not take out in one round. And it seems to bother Gervonta when he's in front of him. Do these guys take that into the ring?
I think Tank got to be careful with taking those insults so personal, because if that happens, he's going to fight mad instead of fighting focused. And I think that's what Riley wants him to do, is to fight mad and try to come out there and go balls to the walls and get clipped. You know, Tank's obviously a more talented guy, but that don't mean you win all the time. You know what I'm saying? Like, Lubin's more talented than Fundora. Sometimes will can outdo skill. You know, I don't think it's a blowout. I think it's I think Tank gotta be careful. You know what I mean? He can't fight mad. He seems so angry, and you don't want to get like that. They trade insults back and forth, and it's hard to turn that on and off. You know what I'm saying? And awkward guys that are at the elite level, that make it to the elite level, like Saki Obika and Marcos Maidana, them dudes is hard fights. You know what I mean? They get Saki Obika. I remember he fought Andre Ward, Joe Kazagi. Man, he gives everybody a hard fight. And Maidana almost beat Floyd. So that tells you how hard those awkward styles is, man, with guys that's looping punches and they don't do things in the conventional way. So I don't view this fight as the pushover that everybody else does. And I see Tank's always upset with him. You know, if I was with Tank, I'd tell him to ignore him. Don't argue with him. Don't fight mad. When you fight mad, you burn yourself out. You get tired. You make mistakes. He's so upset. Like, I don't understand why nobody calms him down, man. You don't want to do that with this kind of guy, because that's really Raleigh's only chance, is to make him mad and force that kind of fight. You know what I mean? Because Tank can box his butt off. He can really box, and if he decided to box, it would be an easy fight. But it looked like he wanted to kill him. You know, so I don't like that kind of attitude going into a fight. You know what I mean? I like a guy to be focused, but not being all mad and all, you know, make mistakes when you do that.
Last one, man. Undisputed at lightweight, Kambosos versus Devin Haney. He's going over to Australia. But Kambosos, secrets out of the bag, man. He's good, he's sharp, fast, crack a little bit.
He's another guy that's better than I thought, man. I was surprised that he did that to Teofimo Lopez. He beat Teofimo Lopez, he beat him up a little bit. I was like, wow. I was really high on Lopez. Not saying he can't have a bad night, because anybody can, but that wasn't luck. He did. Gotta give Haney credit for traveling over there. I'm a big Devin Haney fan. I give him a lot of respect for traveling like that. That takes a lot. That's a long flight. People don't know what traveling does to a fighter, man. Your body gotta get reacclimated. You gotta get food. You gotta get sparring. Your sleep is messed up. It's a lot that goes into that. So I give Haney a lot of respect for doing that. I think it's a good fight. fight. Devin has a little bit of an edge, man, but that's a tough fight, man. You know what I mean? I'm surprised he went over there. I really am, man. I'm surprised he went over there, man. That's not easy traveling like that. You got to get food. I've been to places, man, food didn't agree with me. You know what I mean? You losing weight. That's a lot on a guy. That's not around the corner. Australia's a long, long flight. You got to take that into consideration. So hopefully Devin has the resources in his team, which I'm sure he do. His dad, you know, really resourceful, you know, and really be on top of Devin. But all that stuff got to be together when you factor. I think that the travel makes that fight a lot closer than it would have been if it was in America. So good fight. I give Devin a slight edge, but that's a serious thing for me. I don't even know if I would have did that. I had one of my guys go over there in Devin's position. Sometimes you got to do that. But in Devin's position, that shows he's a very ambitious fighter. He wants to be great. You know, so I give him credit for that. Americans don't usually do that.
Right, true.
Not in his position. If you're going for the title, it's a little bit different when you first get your title. Because I know Earl Spence went to England, Terence Crawford went to Scotland, but they hadn't been champion before. Devin Haney is a champion. He's making several $1 million per fight already, and he's willing to go over there. That's a little bit different, because you'll do anything for your first title because you're hungry. You know what I mean? So I give him props.
Great time to be a boxing fan.
Yeah, I give him props. This been a good year. I give Devin major props for that.
Steven, tell the fans, man, where they can follow you. You got a great boxing man.
I don't even know. What's it? Breadman Boxing on Twitter? I don't talk boxing on Facebook and Instagram, so it's basically on Twitter.
Steven, thank you so much for your time, brother. Appreciate it.